So there it goes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Grand River Woodturners Guild, their March meeting. I am Doug Brinks, the current president of this organization. We welcome everybody. We have some new members that we want to welcome. We're not going to go through by name because we've had quite a few in the last few weeks. But if you're new, we're glad to see that you made it here today. We've got a really good show. We've got David Ellsworth in the wings for do a demo. And so we can... we'll have that hopefully in a half an hour or so after we get done with show and tell. So let's see. I want to go through quick business. If you want to be a member of our group and you're watching us on YouTube, I'm going to probably stream just the meeting portion of this. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, you can send an email, and if you want to join to our email address in the top left corner of the screen, and I will send you information on how to become a member. Right now our dues are $25. That's for the whole year. That's for the year 2021, and you'll definitely get your $25 worth because we have today we have David Ellsworth. Next month we have Mike Mahoney as our demonstrator. Later this year we have Cindy Drozda. We got Ruby Clear set up to be a demonstrator in this summer, and then we have Todd Raines later this fall. So we have star-studded lineup of demonstrators that you'll definitely get your $25 worth. Let's see. Moving on down the list, we are doing supplies again this month. Our supplies, the link for supplies was in the newsletter that was sent out. We'll probably send out another reminder sometime this weekend that the supplies is open. You can buy them this week, and you can pick up your supplies that you bought next weekend, next Saturday, 9 to 9:30 at the Jam, where we used to meet, where we have our physical meetings. So if you can buy it all this week online and then pick it up next weekend. We put in a bunch of burls yesterday into our supplies. So if you are one of these people who complain you never get a burl, well, now's your chance because we priced them to sell. There's some big ones in there that we priced at only $25. We got some cutoffs and stuff that we put in groups. So if you want to get some supplies, if you want to get into supplies and get some wood, we got wood down there because we have some logs, walnut logs, veneer logs, and I think there's might even still be a red cedar log down there. So and I just thought of that, Ron. If you need logs for your retreat, we might be able to pick some up at this veneer place. If you're interested, let me know. Yeah, because me and Tom are probably due to go there again.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay. We also have in our supplies some tools. We had some tools donated to us. There's an Easy Wood tool scraper, the large scraper. It's brand new. So we have that in there for, I think, $50, and we have a Jordan hollowing tool in there that's practically new also for $40. So there's a couple of good deals on tools in our supplies also. So head out to check out our supplies, find the newsletter we sent last week, and check out the link to go to our supplies and see if there's anything there that you want. Let's see, what else do we have here? Hopefully everybody got the regional arts competition letter we sent out. I sent it out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. That's for a festival downtown. You have to be in one of the counties around here. Kalamazoo County is not included, but Ottawa, Kent, Barrie, all them counties right around Kent are included in this. And we have the Ron Den Broder Award in there for $200 for a wood turning item that somebody from our group, we'll get a couple people from our group to go down and select a winner for that. So there's money there that's set aside just for wood turners. So we'd like to see a lot of people bring down their wood turners. Fred Bivens, he runs that, and he always wishes that we had some more wood turnings down there. So everybody find that letter, and we'll probably send out again as I see more of those. So that concludes the business portion of this. Unless there's something that I need to talk about, if somebody's got anything, you can say something now, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to go into show and tell. We're going to have a special raffle for people who participate in show and tell, and another special raffle for people who participate in the President's Challenge. So it's going to be two different raffles. It'll be just those people who have participated. So I'm going to kick off show and tell with the photos that have been sent to me, and so we can we go through them. So when your photos come up on the screen, if you send them to me, unmute your mic and tell us about what you have here. So let me start out here and see what we got. This is
That's me, John Barron.
John Barron. There you go. Now,
Yep.
tell us about your what you got here, John.
This is a cherry bowl I made, and I've been playing around with heartwood, sapwood, leaving some of the sapwood and heartwood to see how much movement I get. Quite a bit, actually. It doesn't really demonstrate it here, but this one is about 9 inches tall, about 11.5 inches wide. There's a picture of it with a poinsettia in it. So you kind of get an idea how big it is visually. And then this piece is something that I'm not quite done with it yet. I just put a coat of sanding sealer, and I thought it was kind of cool. It's a takeoff of those podlets that Greg showed us how to make, but it's pretty large. It's about 5 inches in diameter and 6 inches tall. It's you use it as a candy dish. That's why I left it a little thicker too than I normally would for something like this. So that's black walnut. I got several other things that I have started that are in process that aren't done. I wasn't doing a lot for a while there in the fall, and then I kind of got back at it this winter. And last couple of weeks I've decided to finally get off my butt and complete the Rose engine I started 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm getting close to finishing that up. So not a lot of newer stuff yet to show that's completed.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I forgot to mention that you can put your hand up if you got show and tell. I see Tom's already got his hand up. We'll be getting to him in a minute. So if you got show and tell, put your hand up, and I'll get to you after I go through the ones I have on my computer here. Let's see, what do we have next here? David Bunge, are you here with us, Dave?
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks.
Tell us about your.
Right after the January meeting, when we talked about coring, I got inspired to get out my coring rig again, and I had to pretty much wander around my shop to a lot of horizontal surfaces to pick up the parts and pieces that I had scattered everywhere. So that inspired me to try to get organized a little better. So I thought I'd just show what I came up with in case it's helpful to anyone. Basically just drilled some 3/4 inch holes on the edge of a 2x4, about 3 inches apart. And the cutting knives nest together really pretty compactly. So I was pretty happy how that turned out. And the support fingers already have holes in them. So they're, I think, designed to hang on nails. So that whole arrangement takes up about 20 inches by 20 inches of wall space. And it's now real close to my lathe, real convenient. And my table saw is freed up to store other things. So I was pretty happy.
Cool. Yeah, that's a nice setup. Okay, let's see. What do we have next? Oh, we have me. A couple months ago, the Kalamazoo group, they had Ernie Conover do a demonstration on making Cabrio legs. So these are the legs I made. There's a table I ended up putting them on. Bird's eye maple and sapele is the two woods in that.
Nice.
The legs, the first 3 legs I had, I screwed up because I got my steps wrong. I was jumping steps or not moving to the next step on the offset turning and made bad cuts. So those didn't go to waste. I took those and just cut the foot off and made a regular table out of those. So I made 2 tables out of those legs. So that's my show and tell. So let's see, what do we have next here? Next, this is Greg Ellison. Greg, are you here with us? Greg, did you make it today? Unmute your mic. I don't hear you. I don't see you. Maybe he didn't make it today. Huh. I was really hoping he'd be here. This is from Greg. Let me go to the next picture here. These are four-sided. First, I saw these and thought they were the President's Challenge. Then I realized these are four-sided vessels that he made. And there must be the jig he made it with. I was really hoping he'd be able to talk about this because I'm thinking this could be a demo someday. Maybe he'll come in later and we'll swing back to this. So,
Doing
all right.
Access there.
Yeah. So let's see. This was sent to me by Jim Jakash. And I don't have much on this. It looks like, he's got some turquoise inlays and he, put a bowl inside of a log. So it's pretty slick. So, all right. Next on the list is Nate Scovey. Nate, I saw you come in. Are you here? Can you unmute your mic? Tell us about your piece.
So, this was actually firewood that I picked up, and my daughter wanted a mushroom. So it came out. When I got into it, I was amazed at how the colors and everything else. So that was a fun fairy mushroom for her little garden. So
cool. Dave Curley, hope you're getting all these names written down, right? Keeping track of these?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay, next we have come on. Tom Sampson. Tom, are you here? Thought I saw you come in the room.
Yep. So this is obviously a sculptural piece. It does have a narrative. If some of you might know, I'm a geologist, so I tend to do some planetary type themes. This one's my interpretation of a black hole. So the disk, maybe an event horizon, maybe some emissions coming out, playing around with some stuff in the middle just to, kind of show some chaos, if you will. So got it up, needed to get up out of the air, so I put it on a taller pedestal. It's red oak, kind of dyed, and then some of the hemispheres there are painted with rock dust. So this is an entry into the Find the Center, the UAW competition.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with that competition. Okay.
Yeah, every year they have an annual theme. So this year was Find the Center. So I think that fits that. It's got a center to it.
Very nice.
How did you get such a sharp distinction between the dyed edge on the base of that?
So that's India ink, and then I also hit it with some shoe leather dye, and I hit the boundary between the sapwood and the heartwood.
Oh, right.
So there is a distinction there that I just followed.
Yeah,
but it
very
is
nice.
dyed.
Very nice.
Thanks.
All right. Next up, Ray Lantinga. I seen you come in the room. Ray, can you unmute your mic and tell us about your piece? I see you, Ray. Can you unmute your mic? Oh, your mic is off. Your mic is still off, Ray. It looks like you might be having some transmission problems because your screen is a little froze right now. Oh, okay, you're trying to come through.
Okay, I have a poor.
Yeah,
This is a maple piece.
Yep, your voices, your audio is really broken up. We're only catching little words at a time. So it's maple with some inlay in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
Excuse me. All right. So next on the list we have Doug Scharf. Scharf. Are you? I seen you come into room, Doug. Are you here?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Tell us about your piece here. Beautiful.
This is a piece that I started. My intention was to make something that I could pierce. And once I got to this point and sanded it, I said, I just don't have the nerve to pierce it.
I don't blame you. It's beautiful.
Too pretty on its own. So that's where it is. And it's I just got to put more finish on it right now. It just has Parfix 3408. And I'll give it another coat of that and buff it out.
Okay. Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, is all the pictures that I have. So let's jump to Tom Penninga. Go ahead and
Can you enable my share screen?
oh, are you? That's I don't think I can. David Ellsworth, I think, has to do that. Where did you? I can't.
Okay.
Even, hang
I'll
on.
do it.
That usually has to be done before the meeting starts.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just show it to you. I like kaleidoscopes. This is a new craft supply kaleidoscope with an oil wand. And as you look through it, the oil drifts because it's a different weight. So it's kind of like watching a movie through a kaleidoscope. So they're now available from Craft Supply. I'm becoming a promoter of them, but it's kind of a cool little project for your grandkids or whatever.
I was thinking it would be kind of psychedelic under the right influences.
I was thinking of selling them to some pot shops.
Yeah.
They would.
They would have an audience for that. All right. Next, we're going to go to Jay Penfield. Jay, what do you got for us?
So before I give mine, I have to ask, do you guys want the President's Challenges now, or you want to wait until
we're doing that later. We're doing the
Is
President's Challenge later.
Then I'm good with it. I'm good.
Okay. We're going down to Ruby Clear. What do you have for us, Ruby?
Okay, I started out making something real tiny.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It was a star and a sphere. Then I made a little box to contain the next one. And I decided to create a little stand for it to show them off a little better.
Yeah. So you turned that from one piece of wood, or did you install the star afterwards?
The star was part of the wood.
Okay. Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Other demo.
Yeah, that's another demo there. So
No, they take way too long.
okay.
Believe me.
I believe you. All right. Next up, we got Bruce. So what do you got for us, Bruce?
Can you see that yet?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. So it's the form is very simple. This is a piece of wood that I got out of a really old tree. The tree, I think, was planted in the late 1600s. They had just gotten it aged, certified. 2 weeks later, the thing fell over. It was sort of a sad story. But I've been struggling with it because this is one of a number of pieces that have been cracking. This was in a crotch area, but what I really like about it is some of the figure that's in there. It's just a pleasure to work with when you're looking at something like this that's on the lathe, compared to just a simple form. But anyway, that's it.
What kind of wood is that?
It's white oak.
White oak. Bruce, what's your last name?
Sinkowski, S-I-E-N.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Next up, we got John Singleton. What you got for us, John? Your mic's off.
I've got a couple bowls that aren't quite done yet, but when I got these, they were very cracked up and stuff. But the wood was just so beautiful that I hated to pitch them. So I went ahead and turned them. I just think the wood, that's the outside one, and this is the larger one of the two. But I'm not quite done with them. They just have one coat of sealer on them.
What's the wood?
And, it's walnut burl.
That's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, very nice.
And then I've got another piece here that it's actually the first piece I've done epoxy with. And this was a big chunk of oak that's not done. You see the top's not done. But I hated to throw it away. As you can see, some of it was really starting to punk. So what I had to do is I stabilized the whole thing. And then I went ahead and did some epoxy work on it, which is the first one I've done. And as you can see, the wood, again, the wood was all cracked up and stuff, but it's just so pretty. I hate to throw it in the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
And that one didn't even have a coat of finish on it yet. That's just raw wood.
Okay. Very nice. All right, next up we have Rick Havens. Rick, you're on. What do you got for us? Turn your mic on.
Okay.
There you go.
I was playing around with embellishing, and I made this little 9-inch platter out of maple, and then the embellishment is the acrylic paints in the dirty pour technique. So I don't know if the colors show up, but it's blue, white, a little bit of red, and a little bit of black.
Very nice.
Wild and crazy, Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should sell these to pot shops too, Bruce.
Because they could use that for holding their pot too, you know.
Well, you need a lid for it, though.
But that's all I got.
All right. Next up, we have Larry Putnam. Larry, you're on. What do you got for us?
Let me go to share screen here if I can find it. Am I on share screen? Yeah.
Share screen's not working today.
I don't think share screen's going to work. It says allowed to record local, allowed to multi-pin. I don't know what that means.
I showed it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to come back to me a minute, the bowl is inside right now. I can go grab it real quick if the share screen doesn't work. So.
Yep. Go grab it real quick, and well, I see if anybody else is. Anybody else here have?
I've got one, Doug.
Okay. I'm gonna put you on then.
You
Bruce.
highlight me. I can share screen because I'm co-host.
Okay, you're on now.
All right. So I have bugged you guys. Why can't I get to my controls? I've bugged you guys several times with I can't play it. This is a little video. I can't play it.
He that might be a setting he has off in because they have whether you can do pictures.
All right, I'll hold it up.
Okay.
This was a big barrel. I bugged you guys with the details of somebody dropping it in my driveway and wanting a big bowl. This thing is about 17 inches in diameter and just under 10 inches deep. Okay. And other than a couple more coats of finish, I finally have it done. It's got lots of bark inclusions. The thing that because of the shape of it, which the wood dictated the shape, believe me, I did roll the rim to give it some more visual depth. So that's mine.
Very nice.
Sugar maple burl.
Yeah.
How thick are the walls?
How thick is the wall?
The walls are about 1/2 inch. And again, the wood dictated that because of the bark inclusions. If I'd gone much thinner, I would have started losing the bark inclusions.
Hey,
All right,
Doc,
we're
I'm back.
okay. I'm going back to Larry. What do you got for us, Larry?
All right, I showed this last week. This is identified. I'm down in Lakeland, Florida for the winter, trying to get sunlight on it. This is some wood pile wood. We identify as sweet gum, spalted, and I just made just a big yarn ball of it. It's going to be for my wife's aunt, and it turned out pretty good. Kind of left the shape kind of what was dictated, but beautiful. It's amazing. I need to find some more of this stuff down here.
Yeah, bring some back with you when you come back.
Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, like Live Oak, I tried last year. That didn't work too good. So,
okay,
thank you. That's it.
Let's see. Anybody else have any?
Hey, Doug, this is Steve. I did send you a little video of my living sphere. Did you get that with the other photos?
Apparently I didn't see it. I thought I downloaded all of them. I didn't. I guess I missed it. Sorry.
I
have something too, Doug.
I got one,
Okay.
Doug.
All right. So I hear Dave Miller. Let me get Dave Miller here. Dave, you're on. What do you got?
Yeah, well, in my backyard, there was this tree. I'm not even sure what kind it was. And this was one of the first hollow forms I happened to ever make. And in fact, yesterday or the day before, they finally ground the stump out of my yard. So yeah, this is what I had. But my wife loves just the grain and the colors of it.
Nice.
Yeah, really nice. Okay, and I heard Charlie. Say something, Charlie, so I can find your mic.
I'm
There you
here.
are.
I'm here.
Okay, you're on now. What do you got?
I just, my daughter wanted ice cream scoop, so I made her one. And I couldn't believe how fast you can do these. Took about 45 seconds to turn it down and about 5 hours to finish it with varnish, wipe on poly. But I made a couple of handles. Like I said, 45 seconds to make these.
Wow.
Fun.
Nice. So what kind
Thank
of
you.
wood is that?
Just walnut.
And you put on a wipe on poly, is that like food safe? Like, you know, like they're gonna have to wash that? How do you clean that? You don't put it in the dishwasher.
No, you don't put it in the dishwasher. They say that wipe on poly is food safe after it's dry.
Okay. So you can just rinse that off in the dishwater and
Yeah.
dry it off and it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Okay.
And it's 6 o'clock in the morning here, guys.
Where you at? You in Arizona?
Still, yes.
Okay. Time to come home, Charlie. Snow's gone. Anybody else got anything? Dave Dave Curley. Did you get all the names? We're gonna quick do the drawing on who won the $10 craft supply gift certificate for their show and tell.
Yes, I have all the names.
Okay. Let's without further fanfare, make the drawing.
Okay. You hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
Okay. Yep, Dave Miller.
Dave Miller. Dave, you are the winner.
Thank you.
So we put you down. Let me write that down here. Dave Miller won the first craft supplies for that. Then I think we're going to do President's Challenge after the demonstration. I see Greg Ellison's in the room, and I want to go back to his show and tell piece. And I want you to tell us about your show and tell, Greg, if you would. Let me get to the let me find you where your stuff was at here. There it is. Greg, can you unmute your mic and tell us about your piece?
Can you back up to the beginning?
That is that the beginning?
Well, I actually have the President's Challenge right before that.
Oh, that's on another screen.
Okay.
I have them separated from show and tell to I thought this was your show and tell.
This is a show and tell.
Okay. So yeah, tell us about these four-sided vessels in your jig.
All right, go to the one that shows the lathe. On Art's website, he has an article on therming. So this is his therming jig, and you can put 3 blocks in there, 4, 8, however many you want. You can rotate them 3 times, 4 times, whatever you want. So that's how I achieve those shapes and the pieces to follow.
Okay. So was it hard to get your pieces in there exactly the same? I mean, you must have.
Well, if you can see the metal pins, I use that to center all the blocks.
Oh, okay, I see.
And that way, when I rotated the pieces, I kept the same center.
Okay, got it.
I understand how you do the outside. How do you do the inside? I rotated the pieces 4 times in that jig. So these were all turned in that jig and then shaped after, finished, the ends were finished after it came out of the jig.
So then
each of those pieces was rotated 4 times in that jig. And the red lines, that's just how far my screws go into the end. So I had to stay away from that. But if you read Art's article on therming, it's on his website. It was published in the American Woodturner. That's where this idea come from.
Okay. Art, who? Art, which Art? Art Leisman?
The one that did our demonstration.
Okay.
For the lost wood.
Yep.
This is on his website.
Okay, Art Leisman. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Do you get 3? Do you get 3 turnings at a time this way?
I did 3 on this one, and like I say, you can put 4 pieces in there. You can put 8. You can do however you want. I just did 3.
What kind of speed were you turning?
It seemed to run good around 700. There's a face on the headstock end, there's a face plate screwed onto the plywood. So it's once you get all those screws in there and those steel locating pins, it's solid.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's really neat. Okay, let's move on to our President's Challenge. And so everybody who's got something, put your hand up. And if you've sent me a picture, I will get to your picture and call you up as we come along. This was my piece for the President's Challenge. It's just a little hollow form. And there's a side piece. I didn't get my wood straight. Somehow I flipped over the piece on the right, got flipped around because you can see part of a knot towards the top there that isn't on the other side because somehow in the process of wood, when I was gluing it up, I flipped it. So, but other than that, I thought it was okay, So very small, very light, and talk about hard to stand up. As you walk by that, it falls over. So, okay.
Bolt the base.
Yep. So now let's see. Let's go back here. Hang on. Somehow we got this thing pauses. Let's see. So who is this one? Is this Dave Bunge?
Yeah, this is me. Thanks. So I
All
took
right.
a picture. I took a picture at this point with the lost wood still in place because I was afraid it wouldn't survive me cutting the foot off and splitting it apart, but it managed to survive. So that's the next picture. There's the finished piece. It's about 4 inches wide at the widest part and 2.5 or so thick at the, the thinner part. If I do it again, I think I will use a thinner piece of lost wood so that the angles where the glued pieces come together, so the angles aren't quite so sharp and steep. I think that would look a little better, but I guess overall I like the way it turned out. And that's
Yeah.
white oak with just a friction polish on it.
Okay, very nice. Next here is this Greg Ellison.
Yep.
All right, tell us about your piece.
Yes, this was a lost wood piece. It's about 4.5 inches tall. It was a piece of oak firewood.
Nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. Dave Curley, you're keeping track of these names, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have, is this Nate Scovey? Nate, are you still here?
I'm still here.
Tell us about piece. How'd it go?
It was definitely challenging, but that's curly maple, and trying to keep I actually broke the lost piece, so I actually had to tape it up to finish it. So it was a challenge.
Very nice. I like the curly maple. Okay, next we have Pete Vandermeer. Pete, are you still here? There you are. Turn your mic on.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So I did a couple of them of this just to see what they would be like, and I thought I only needed to finish one of them. They're just little 4-inch high goblets, and then that was an attempt at box. It was actually one of the first things I've ever tried to stain. I've decided I'm not that good at staining, but it was just an oak box. The stain bled through like crazy.
Oh, yeah. It looks good though. I like it. So, okay, next up, I have Steve Payne.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Tell us about your piece here. Hopefully I got these in the right order.
yeah, that's just the start of my box. It's what was a walnut, so you can move on.
Is that the dowel you glued to hold that all together?
Yeah, instead of bolts that he'd used, I put dowels in it and I just left them in there. Of course, well, once you put it.
Oops, I lost your audio. Yeah, we might have just lost Steve. I don't hear you anymore, Steve.
Well, my mic's not.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and move on. Yeah, this one was not. I did not cut a piece of wood in and then sandwich the lost wood in between 2 different pieces of wood. But I kind of like the way the top turned out. It kind of gave that little book match thing there, and but the horizontally or vertically rather, it everything lined up there. So I think there's one with the top off. Yeah. So that's walnut. It's about 4 inches tall, and it's about 3 3/8 by 4 3/8. I'm sorry, 4 by 3 3/8.
That one there. Okay.
Yeah. So.
And this is yours.
Right. This one, I used a bandsaw to cut to cut a little more out, so I didn't have to turn it once I got the thing cut out. As you can see, the one side before I cut it, and I actually could have cut a little further. As long as I keep that width twice whatever the thickness is, and that works out. And I did that next piece there. I did a little bit of that rubber chucky piece that I wedged so it fits right into the goblet when I glued it up. Like such.
Cool.
Yeah. And I did manage to turn the stem so it's perfectly round rather than keeping the other shape.
Okay. This is Terry Leafers. Terry, are you here with us?
I am.
Tell us about your piece.
Well, this is a piece of wood I got from a free bin at John Anthony, and I thought it was some sort of oak or ash, but it ended up looking a whole lot like bamboo also. But I think it's an oak species. I kind of followed every step along the way from the demonstration. I think in a small box like this, I wouldn't drill the holes through it to test the wall thickness because it kept catching my sandpaper on those holes. And I had a few mishaps along the way, but I'm finding that as I gain some skills in turning, my mishaps aren't as catastrophic as they used to be. When I was turning the lid on the box with it, the lid flew apart, but it was at a point where that didn't matter. I just didn't have to chisel it apart. But
Yeah, I can see on your lid, the grain lines up really nice.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, nice
Although,
job.
when I was trying to fit the lid to the box, I had to cut the box down probably 3/4 of an inch or so because I'm getting it too loose. But so they didn't line up quite as well as they could have.
Okay, very nice. All right, now we're going to go to the room here, and I see Jay has his hand up. So let's, Jay,
Hey, guys.
there you go. You're on, Jay. What do you got?
Yep. So on my piece here, let me see if I can turn my camera around for you. There we go. I started out with pieces of white oak and a piece of fir, Douglas fir. And because I've never done anything like this with the paper in the middle, I used some duct tape around them just to make sure they blew apart when I was cutting them down. So this piece I'm actually make a lidded piece with later in the month, but this is the piece I actually turned for the challenge. And I saved this. It's a little thicker than I would have liked it to be. Obviously, it's my first time doing that, but so that was really thick. But what came out of it is this piece here. And what I want to do with this one, because our challenge this month is the lost wood piece. DAW is going to be a footed bowl. So I'm actually going to cut some feet in the bottom of this one later on and use it for both clubs. So that's my piece for the time. It's just shy of 6 inches high and 6 inches wide. And
yeah,
I'm pretty happy with it. I got a little bevel on the inside here.
Yep, very nice. All right, next we have Dave Curley. What do you got for us, Dave?
Yeah, I started out with trying to do a goblet, and had a piece of really figured oak and busted the foot off of it. So basically I ended up with my first funnel. And I didn't have a whole lot of time to recover, and it actually gave me an idea for something else. So what I ended up doing was quickly making another one of those without a hole in it, and just making a scoop out of it. So I had this idea. I was like, well, that'd be kind of neat for a scoop. Helps you get right down into, the bottom of the coffee container or whatever, So
yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful piece of wood. What is that?
this is spalted maple.
Okay.
I thought I did a pretty good job of lining up the grain, but none of the spalt, lines up. So I don't know if spalt plays by different rules. It would seem like it would still, I must not have lined it up very well. So now the handle itself, I like to recycle. And this was actually the tip of a pool cue. So busted pool cues. I see stuff at garage sales. If it's wood, it's like, if it's $1, I'll get it and I'll use it for hardwood when I need it. So, but yeah, this maple, I've got more of this maple if anybody's interested in that kind of stuff. So, but that's what I did basically last night. So,
okay. Very nice.
Thanks.
Let's see. Next we have Ed Willemeier. There you are, Ed. What do you got?
So I made a goblet here. The center spindle is round, and then a bowl on and the foot is has got the oval shape. So
very nice.
It came out pretty well.
Yeah.
What's the wood?
What kind of wood is it, Ed?
Yeah, it's a piece of wild cherry. I'm lucky. I got a whole wild cherry woods behind me, so I got plenty of ammo when I start breaking things.
Okay. All right. So does anybody else have anybody else have a President's Challenge or a Lost Wood piece that they want to show?
Yeah.
Oh, John. Okay.
I glued it up yesterday morning, and then I had company yet last night, so I didn't get to turn anything. My goal was to make a goblet with captured rings on it.
Okay,
We're
that's all.
going to get it done.
I was waiting for one of those to show up. So
Yeah, we
we'll
want to see that.
Yeah, we'll see that next month.
I tried to do that in my first one. I still have the ring halves, that I thought I'd glue together, but or the ring, they're not halves, but whatever they are. But
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anybody else out there that has a Lost Wood that they want to show? Is that the end of it? So that then would be the end of our President's Challenge. So Dave, you've got all the names there. Let me.
Yes, I do. Hold on just a second. Let me do the random generator here. So Jay
Penfield.
Yep.
Let me write that down here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Doug. I want a $10 certificate a couple weeks ago. Should I give that to somebody else? What do you think?
You can keep it. It's up to you.
Okay.
We don't care if you win again.
Okay. I
So-
didn't know what the deal was there. Just make sure.
Oh no, wait, it's you're a valid winner. You won. So yeah.
He can give it to me.
I mean, if you want to give it to somebody, that's fine, but we don't care if you keep it. We're not keeping track. So okay.
Dave says that because he used to win those gift certificates about every meeting.
Okay.
He didn't want to change the rules.
That's right.